wanted to talk about something that many therapists have tried to get me to stop doing for years. And now, with what's going on recently, I still have that item. And that one item is called a run bag. In a run bag are items for you to be able to survive whatever situation you are in, cold, hot. If you plan on going to the woods or plan on staying somewhere or plan on going out of state to a hotel or whatever. So my run bag contains fishing items, hooks, things that I know I can fish from the river. It contains a large knife, so it can be used not only in defense but to skin animals if I need to survive. It also contains items that can make snares and items that can be used in self-defense. My run bag contains warm clothes because I live in a cold climate area, so it is good to have items like gloves, socks, and hats to protect myself and to keep myself warm. The jacket, you can, keep a jacket nearby that you can grab for getting out the door. It also contains items that are non-perishable items, so food that you can eat that you don't have to cook or maintain. That isn't going to go bad. It also contains bottles of water. You also need to add items that contain hygiene and medical care, band-aids, stitching equipment, antibacterial ointments, and things that you need for medical use, such as high blood pressure medication, etc. As silly as it sounds, if you don't take care of your hygiene, such as brushing your teeth and shampooing or washing yourself, even if it's just Amish style, which is a rag and water, or even people have bathed in the snow. So there's a ways to do that. Also, don't forget to take a book that explains in your current area or the area you're planning on going, herbs and medicine and whatnot that is available in your wooded areas. That's vital. You are also going to need something to make yourself a shelter. So keep that in mind. Something like a handsaw or an axe can be very useful, not only making yourself a shelter, but also self-defense. If you have the ability to take a generator, think about it, but if it gets bad enough, you're not going to have access to gas anyway, so I would suggest something like matches or a lighter appropriate for the situation if you live in a colder area to keep yourself warm to make a fire. Last thing you want to do is think of a situation where you're going to lose your house in about 5 minutes. What are the items you are going to grab? Those are going to be important items that you maybe want to take with you. Memory, photos, things like that, because what you come back home to may not be there. My mind has been this way for a very long time, and I have been through enough in my life that I feel there's a situation at hand that I don't feel safe right now, and so it is appropriate to think of these things. There's also your family pet. What are you going to do? I would probably take my family pet with me, but then again, if it's a situation where I don't think they would survive, I would leave them a huge amount of food and water and maybe access to the outside door, so that way they can survive themselves till you return. If you have ever gone camping, you kind of know the main necessities that you need to stay warm, such as a sleeping bag, a tent that is light and carryable. Those items are also something you need to be thinking of. Ways to cook your food. If you run out of the perishables that you take with you, you are going to have to hunt and scurge in your woods or wherever you're located. To do that, you have to have items that you can cook with, things that you can use to put over a fire. So those might be things that you might want to store in your vehicle. There was points in my life where I had nothing and I always had a bag, and the bag saved my life wherever I went. I even lived in my car for a few months, so there's things that you can take with you. I've camped in places you can't imagine, and I would like to see people safe. Another thing you can do is visit your local Walmart or local store, Ace, whatever, and look for items that you can make fires with, camouflage, anything that fits with your current situation. So here we have snow. Maybe some white camouflage would be best, and if you live in other areas that are woody looking, find camel that color. This will help you to blend in, and that way you cannot be seen wherever you're at. Avoid confrontation and avoid people, and hope that whatever's coming doesn't. There is a lot going on that I don't want to see again. When you've been through what I've been through, and you've seen death and abuse, and I'm not saying all men, but some men can be very controlling, very abusive. I'm scared, and I'm definitely scared for my children. Another item you can add to your list if it is slippery or icky outside is shoe tracks. Shoe tracks are, I don't know what they call them in real life, but basically some kind of item that slips over your boot or your shoe that prevents you from slipping. Those are very helpful when you need to walk on lakes, rivers, or even on sidewalks and things like that. This gives you the ability to be able to run if you need to without falling. Another thing people forget is a flashlight. It's pretty common sense to have a flashlight and spare batteries just in case you need it. Use it wisely. And last, some people do have campers. The smaller the better. If you're going to take a camper, keep in mind it can be tracked wherever you're going. Same with your vehicle. Some vehicles and phone devices contain tracking items. Hence, per se, like if you call 911 from a cell phone, they can find you. So there's an advantage to that and a disadvantage to that, because I don't know the ability of our government right now, what they can access and can't access. You want my opinion, I'd recommend not taking any electronic devices whatsoever. So that is all I have today. I just wanted to talk to you about making yourself a run bag. It can be very useful and safe. And, if you think you can get items in your vehicle for running, I would suggest having that done immediately. So that way, if you need to run, you're safe. So I hope you found some of the suggestions that I gave you useful. It's up to you if you decide you want to do this or not. This is something that I've always done, because when it comes to your family and safety, you want to keep them safe. So that's all I have today. Loves. Bye.